Hey guys, it's me Ram here, and in today's video we've got the YJ MGC 4x4 Speed Micro Actuator version. Now as we all know by this point, this cube is meant to speed up the original MGC 4x4 with this weird thing. I don't even know what it is. However, the real question on everyone's mind is, does it actually make a difference? Let's find out today. Let's go ahead and start by getting this plastic wrap opened up. Now as always, I'd like to give Speed Cube Shop a massive thank you for sending me this puzzle to test out. If you want to buy this cube or any other Speed Cube, be sure to get it at Speed Cube Shop and use the discount code RAM for 5% off your order, as well as a shout out at the end of my latest video. Anyway, let's just go ahead and open this now. Okay, it took me an embarrassingly long time to figure out that all I need to do to open this cube is just shake the box like that and it just opens up. Looks like the box is much smaller than for the original MGC 4x4, which is nice. Here we have the cube itself and the accessories box, which I won't be taking a look at today because you guys have seen this a million times. Anyway, before I open this cube up, I have here with me the original MGC 4x4. This is actually the JPM edition. It's my current main 4x4 and it's really nice. However, the one issue I have with it is that it's a little bit too slow for my taste. Obviously not a deal breaker, but if I solve on it for too long, my hands get kinda tired because it is honestly quite slow. So I'm pretty excited to open up this cube and see how much faster it is. Alright then, the plastic wrap is off. Yeah, they're basically the same size. I'm pretty sure everything else is the exact same. Anyway, let's get into first turns. Oh no, this is quite locky to be honest. Now look, I don't know if it's the case that the previous MGC 4x4 I got was pre-set up or it's actually true, but this cube is definitely way faster than the other MGC 4x4 I have. However, everything else about the cube at the moment isn't nearly as great as my current MGC 4x4. It's way lockier as you guys can see because of the extremely tight tensions compared to this. Yeah, look at this. The corner cutting is so much worse. Like, it can barely even do this much with like so much effort, whereas here it's like way more effortless. Even while executing arcs on this cube, it's pretty hit or miss honestly. Sometimes it can flow really well as you guys saw with the first arc, but sometimes it can just honestly really lock up. However, this cube 100% has one big thing going for it. It's speed. This cube is way faster than the other MGC 4x4 and I'm excited to see that if I end up loosening it as much as this one, it'll actually perform well. However, that being said, besides loosening, this cube also needs some major setup. Like, listen to the difference between these two cubes. You can hear how much softer and well looped this one sounds. So I will definitely need to set up this cube properly and loosen it up before I make any final conclusions on it. However, for now I'm not overly impressed. Well, I think that's where I'm going to leave my first impressions on this cube. Overall, the speed definitely is great, it has that going for it. However, everything else about this cube is far worse than just the regular MGC 4x4. So for now, what I will do is loosen up this puzzle and set it up, and I'll be back in the next segment of this video to share my final thoughts on this cube and whether Speed Micro Actuator actually makes a difference. See ya. Hey guys, I've had this new MGC 4x4 Speed Micro Actuator for a couple of weeks now. I've set it up and given it some solves and I think I'm ready to share my final thoughts. Now as you guys saw, out of the box, the only thing this cube really had going for it was its speed. Everything else about it was worse than the standard MGC 4x4 in the sense that there were far too many lockups, corner cutting was not great and the feeling was not as nice. I immediately got to setup. I started out by loosening the cube ever so slightly in order to improve its corner cutting and reduce the catches. This helped this cube quite a bit, but it still felt way too dry. I then dumped in a whole lot of Nebula and Traxxas 30K to slow the cube down and a little bit of Martian to help balance that out and give the cube a really nice feel. After this setup, the speed of this cube did slow down just enough but was still faster than the standard MGC 4x4, which is exactly what I wanted. Moreover, as mentioned above, the feeling of the cube was incredible and the corner cutting, while not as good as the standard MGC 4x4, was also perfectly acceptable. However, there is one thing that this cube is worse with, the catches and lockups. Unfortunately, when I try to turn this cube fast, I just get the most random catches out of nowhere. Whether it's just outer layer turns or a mix of outer and inner layers, this cube just has catches that I cannot explain for some reason. Whenever I test the corner cutting, it feels like it shouldn't catch but it still doesn't solve for some reason. Now this problem can be mitigated if I just turn a little bit slower and more composed, which is exactly what I do with this cube in order to reduce its catches. But my turning style naturally is just TPS spam and turn fast, and to be honest, that does not work the best with this cube. Now at the moment, the speed of this cube more than makes up for the catches for me. I currently main this cube and with my new and adapted slightly lighter turning style, I can get really good times on this cube. However, I'd not recommend this cube to everyone. Only if you're sure you want a lightning fast 4x4 and have a light turning style in general, I would recommend getting this cube. Otherwise, you're probably better off getting a standard MGC 4x4 or even the new WinCube 4x4 that just came out recently, which I might review at some point. But for now, all I can say is that Speed Micro Actuator does make a difference to the MGC 4x4, but not really in a way where it's beneficial to everyone. If you think that the qualities of this cube I described earlier are something that would suit you personally, then by all means, go for this cube. So that's pretty much it for this video, going over this new version of the YJ MGC 4x4 and talking about where the Speed Micro Actuator actually makes a difference. Thanks a lot for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed, and a big thank you to SpeedCube Shop as always for sending me this puzzle to test out. Goodbye.